सबको रिझाता चल, सबसे निभाता चल, सबको रिझाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम नाम का अलख जगाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल।
राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम।
जो जीवन का सार समझ ले, जीवन उसका है। जर्रा निकाले जो माटी, सब कंचन उसका है। जर्रा निकाले जो माटी, सब कंचन उसका है। परती हटाता चल, मन को सजाता चल, परती हटाता चल, मन को सजाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम नाम का अलख जगाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम नाम
भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Together we'll chant chapter 15, verses 11 to 20.
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं, यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः। यदादित्यगतं तेजः जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम्, यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्। गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा, पुष्णामि चौषधीः सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः। अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः, प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्। सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः, मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च। वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः, वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्। द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च। क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेवमसम्मूढः जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् स सर्वविद् भजति माम् सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमम् शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत.
Chapter 15 is the smallest chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and most students of Bhagavad Gita know this one by heart. So I would be remiss in not mentioning this. All those who are attending seriously chapter 15 class could memorize these 20 verses. They are not a lot. Even if you're paying attention before each class, a lot of it will simply get memorized. So everyone should know this chapter by heart. It's not a big chapter, and in our tradition, memorization plays a very big part. I don't know if you've realized it, but in tradition, in Hori tradition, the entire Veda was memorized. Okay, so please understand that this is not an optional thing. Many people look upon things happening here as optional. Everything is optional. सब कुछ option में ही डाल दिया है यहाँ पे. So it's not optional. Please memorize it. Now, why should I memorize it? You should memorize it because you will develop a memory. You should be able to say it so that your vacha, your speech becomes clear. All this is all part of the learning. You see, remember, the whole thing was a complete self-development process. Now, we have taken out many of the things because people are not spending so much time with it. But memorize doing Sanskrit. I know Deep Raj is doing Sanskrit, Shilpa is doing Sanskrit. Doing Sanskrit is a very important part of this whole process. Don't treat it all like everything is an option. Memorization is an option, Sanskrit is an option, morning study is option, everything is option only over here. What is compulsory? Even class is optional. When you want, you come. When you don't want, you don't come. We have to do something, no? We have to take some action here. So, please, you may not be able to do everything together, obviously, but at least, okay, get your morning study in position. Then start maybe your Sanskrit studies, then karma, of course, then learn some memorization. Take the knowledge through, no? Don't just stay on the periphery at all times. Take the whole thing. So how many, I'm trying to look at the class, how many do I know in Sanskrit class? Only 2 people that I know in Sanskrit class. So please get going. Joyce, I don't know whether you have any interest in Sanskrit or chanting, but yes,
I have started learning Sanskrit, but I'm self-teaching myself because I found a very good book, so I'm learning, but I'm very far away from being able to actually speak or even read, but I've started.
Wonderful. Congratulations. That's fantastic. And the great advantage of doing this is, you will not have dementia as you grow older. Now, this learning a new language is one of the best ways of, and Sanskrit is such a, like, it's the closest to perfection in a language. So please, all of this is not optional. Because the classes are online, everybody thinks, acha chalo kuch bhi chalega. No. So look, Joyce, how wonderful. Imagine taking the trouble to self-teach yourself Sanskrit. Amazing. Very inspiring to know. I find very many Westerners are so much more dedicated than these Indians. Indians are all chalti ka naam gadi. हाँ चल रहा है. Milind, how is your side?
देखेंगे करेंगे
हाँ, करेंगे, देखेंगे, सोचेंगे. All these Indians are spending all their time sochenge only. Yes, yes, we will think about it. Every time we will think about it, when will you act upon it? Yes, I will think about it. Jayashree calls up everybody. Says, come to class, come to table seminar, come to the plot, something you do. And everybody tells her, most, हाँ, सोचेंगे, देखेंगे. सोचेंगे, देखेंगे means we will think, we will do, we will see, we will consider it. But say yes or say no. No, we don't say yes and no in this country. We say yes, we'll think about it. So, Milind, how is your Sanskrit?
and sorry, what is it?
How is your Sanskrit?
Sanskrit. Little bit.
Okay, please, everyone. I talked to Milind because he has put his video on. The rest of you know very well that it's safer to just keep the video off, which you all are very smartly doing. But please, everybody has to do.
Janki, you said dementia, you will be far from dementia, right? No, dementia. Memory loss will not be there.
Yes. It's you have to keep yourself alive. Now, after you've crossed 50, each one will have to do more maintenance on the body, mind, intellect. If you want to come to 100, like you're still working for the cause of Vedanta and you're still doing all these things, you better start taking care. One of the way is learning Sanskrit. Sanskrit, one of the things that you will have to do is memorize. Now, nobody wants to memorize, so they say, forget it, I don't want to go to Sanskrit. No, you have to. Just like you have to do your exercises for your physical body, you will have to do some exercises for the intellect, for the mind, for all these things.
Janki ji, there are online classes on Sanskrit, on basic Sanskrit. So if anyone wants to join, they can connect with me. I'll tell them the time, and if people are interested, Ajesh has taken some basic Sanskrit classes. Yeah. So if anyone is interested, just get in touch with me. I hope you all have my number, but I'm not sure. Or get in touch with Bharat. He'll let me know.
Yes. Or you just reply to his email. Mahesh sends you an email every Saturday. You can reply. I hope everybody is receiving his email. Is anybody not receiving an email from Mahesh every Saturday? Not receiving? Everyone's receiving? Joyce, you're not receiving?
No, I haven't been receiving.
So,
an email at least. I get the announcements that Mr. Bharat puts up, but not email.
Oh, Mahesh, for the last 20 years has been very consistently every Saturday sending out an email. His consistency in that email is amazing. Nobody reads his emails, nobody bothers about his emails, but he has been sending it. He has true karma yoga he's doing. He's uninterested in the fruit whatsoever. So please, everybody, at least see what the team is doing. If you're not participating, at least know what is going on. Mahesh sends you all an email. If anyone doesn't get an email, Anupama, you know how to reach the team, right? You will reach your sister, I suppose. So if you have Mahesh's number, you can send it directly to him, or you can give it to Aparna, whatever.
Okay, I'll do that.
Joyce, you know Mahesh's number?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Mahesh is very, very well known. He is better known than I am. So everybody, please send your email into him if you don't receive it. So
I am receiving the email.
okay, great. So now, please memorize this text. So for him, to tell him you would like to join the Sanskrit class, you can either respond to his email, or if you have his number, send it to him, or you have Jayshi's number or Bharat's number, or if you don't have any number, go to the website and get it from there. Oh, by the way, Mahesh is making us a brand new website. Very excited to see what our brand new website will be like. So coming back to chapter 15, please memorize it. Everybody must know this by heart. It doesn't matter how long you take to learn it by heart, but please learn it. So that, you're saying it in Sanskrit. You're saying it in the words that the Lord himself has used. There's a certain amount of inspiration that itself gives the mind. And our whole attempt is to pick the mind up. The mind can fall very easily. It's pulled down, like there's a gravitational pull that pulls the mind down. Even if you don't attend class, you will see 2-3 weeks you don't attend class, you will see that pull coming down. If you're doing a morning study and you don't do your morning study for a few days, you'll see that pull coming down. So we have to constantly be at it. And one of the things that helps is when you memorize is these words just keep coming back to us in some kind of relevant situation. So it picks us up again, you're being irritant or you're being something. It comes back to us. So what we were doing last time is Yada Aditya Gatam Tejaha. The Tejaha, Aditya Gatam, the light, the Tej, the brilliance in the sun. Jagat Bhasayate Akhilam. It is Jagat Bhasate. Jagat, world, Bhasate, lights, Akhilam, all of it. Yat Chandramasi, Yat Chagnam, Yat Chandramasi. Chandramasi means Chandramame, in the moon. Yat Agnam. What is in the Agni?
Air.
Tat Tejo. That Teja, that brilliance. Vidhi Mamakam. So what is happening over here is, hope one day you will see the sun and maybe it will come back to Yat Aditya Gatam Teja. You feel the brilliance of that sun on you on a hot summer afternoon. And you're feeling lazy and not willing to do any work. And this verse comes back to you. Yat Aditya Gatam Teja Jagat Bhasate Akhilam. Okay, that brilliance in the sun is the self poking at me. So that feeling, that bhavna retains with us through our vision of the world. The sun, the moon, the fire. Fire, if you say, where do I see fire? Every time you go cooking, you will see fire, no? So see fire on your gas. Now nobody's lighting fire, but at least on the gas you can see it. So all this brilliance, it's all a reminder of the self, which is what he's doing right now. He's showing us the immanence of God, the immanence of God. It's all over. It is not just here and just there and just in Gita and just in the Bible. No, it is all over. There is no place that he is not. Everywhere that we go, we are just in his presence. Everything that we do with his power. Everything that we perceive is because he is there. So Yat Aditya Gatam Tejaha Jagat Bhasate Akhilam. The most powerful thing for us on earth is Aditya. Aditya is the sun. So that which energizes the whole world, because of which everything on earth happens. That Teja, that brilliance is of the self. So if you notice what he's doing, he's gone through to the highest. He started. The sun's brilliance is because of me. The moon's brilliance is because of me. The fire's brilliance is because of me. Now he'll slowly, he'll cover the whole world and then he'll cover the individual. This is the process he's going to go. Now, when you're saying the brilliance of the fire is the sun, what exactly do you mean by that? What you mean by that is that you will not be able to experience any of that unless you are conscious. So consciousness is the real power in everything. You are the real power in everything. For had you not been there, this experience would not have been there. So your entire power, the balance of power, he's giving back to you. Vidhi mamakam, know that it is mine. The sun shines because of me. The moon shines because of me. The fire burns because of me. It's put the entire onus on us. Imagine if you actually understand what he's talking about. How can you feel sad? How can you feel sorry for yourself? How can you have a victim mentality? How can you blame anybody else? That he's just replacing the power back to us. So he's given 3 sources of light. Remember, what is he doing right now? He's showing us how the Lord is everywhere in the macrocosm. Okay, that he's showing that this world entirely is pervaded, whether it is the external world or the individual. And this point is important for us to understand because of the third point, excuse me, which is which is the crux of this chapter. So now he started, the real crux is coming. It's light now. Now he's saying, I am the entire world, the macrocosm and the microcosm, individual. And then the third one, which is the difficult one, is I am beyond them both. So you would have heard many times this concept about God being, you hear about the immanence of God, right? IMMA, immanence of God, immanence of God. You heard of that. That means God is right here. Then you heard of the transcendence of God. That God is beyond all this. So often a sadhak may wonder, is he here or is he beyond? Some people say he's there. Some people say he's here. Where is he? He also sometimes says, I'm here. Sometimes he says, I'm there. Hey, Baba, you people make up your mind, here or there. So all that is going to be solved now. So, but as of now, what is he telling us? Now he's talking about the immanence of God. That means how it is here, right here. Right here means in the world and then in the individual. We started with the world. So what is the biggest thing in the world that we know of? The sun. The tej of the sun. What can be more powerful than that? If the sun gets angry on us and poof, like that to earth, what will happen? Earth will go flying. And that's why solar flares and all. What is the sun is getting mad at us and doing poof. So we get solar flares. Please, I'm not teaching you astronomy. The Praj is really wondering whether I mean this or not. It's just a poetical expression. So the flare. You know that, right? The sun sends out all these things every once in a while. When he sends out too much, then we will all become cinder. We are worried about whether Iran will fight Iraq. What if the sun sends out something to us? The whole place will collapse. So, what is the biggest thing in the world? The sun. Is it the war? No, it is the sun. Sun can destroy us like this. All of us, not just one of us, all of us, whole thing off. It won't take him time also. He doesn't, he's a one fool. Suppose he breathes a little too hard one day, the sun. We are finished. So, most powerful. Sun. Then what? The moon. Then fire. Fire is all the war, everything is fire. And your gas cooking range, all that is fire. So there's a lot of fire, right? You see, no, on the visuals and all these people go throw bombs on one another. They think it's a joke. I don't know what they think it is. I mean, it's a funny way of looking at it, but when you look at it, you see that fire. God was here. Shiva was here. So whether it is the war's fire, which Arjuna is now going to himself experience because they're going to send each other astras and shastras. You know the difference between astra and shastra? What is the difference?
Astray you can throw, Shastra you have to use it by hand.
Correct.
You did
You taught us.
discussed it when, like in the verse about Asanga Shastrena Thudena. That
Great. No, I mean, wonderful that you know it. Nine out of 10 times when I say nobody listens. So if somebody has heard it, and both you and Shilpa seem to have heard it, so I'm very happy with life. But as long as everybody knows, it's the shastras, the astras of war, that fire. Remember, he's talking of the whole, right? Your only understanding of this has to be that he started from the top, he's covering the world. Then he's showing his presence there. That's all you really have to get out. Right, now verse 30. Gamavisya cha bhutani dharayamyahmojasa ushnami chaushadhi sarvaha somo bhutvatrasatmakaha gamavisya cha bhutani dharayamhmojasa ushnami chaushadhi sarvaha somo bhutva rasatmakaha. Gamavishya. Gam refers to the earth. Avishya, having entered, is the Labhyanta form, having entered. Bhutani dharayami. I am holding. Dharayami. Dharayami means supporting. Bhutani, beings. Aham ojasa. Ojas, energy. Ojasa pushnami. I am supporting all these beings with energy. Right? So where did he start? Sun, moon, fire, earth. Then come the beings. Aushadhi sarvaha. Then the plants. All the aushadhi means the herbs, the plants. Somo bhutva rasatmakaha. Somo bhutva, having become the juicy moon. I nourish the plants. Now you may wonder how is the moon nourishing the plants? Everybody knows how sun nourishes the plants. How is moon nourishing the plants? Now I haven't done any deep study on that, but this is a belief that there is in India. Many of the, I don't know if you may know if you are associated with rural India in any way, that even today they do this thing, that they take all these seeds and they keep it overnight. They're also like, they do that to milk also. They keep it in the moonlight overnight. So the belief is that the moon makes them more fertile or something. So paddy seeds, for instance, are kept in moonlight before they are planted.
Kojagiri.
Huh?
Kojagiri. Kojagiri milk is put under the moonlight, and then they drink.
Yeah. So I don't know whether it has to do with the moon or it's to do with the time that you have kept it out all night. I don't know what is the real thing. When we do have a university, we can do research and find out what is the real connection over here. But in India, there's a belief that when you expose things to moonlight, you create some extra fertility or extra something. So I mean, it's done even today. So obviously, it's coming down from tradition. I don't know what this thing is.
On Sharad Purnima day, we keep milk and pawa in the terrace in moonlight for some time and then only eat.
Yeah, that is what Milan said. Kojagari Purnima is Sharad Purnima. Same thing it is. Maharashtrians call it Kojagiri and Gujaratis call it Sharad Purnima. Okay. So yes, so that's what they do. They keep milk outside. Parsis also have that. They have some milk which they keep out all night. And in the morning, they call it puff. So if you go to Udwada or some such place, the ladies will come selling you puff. This puff is, I don't know what it is. It is a puff, like it's just bubbles really. And it's wonderful to drink. There isn't very much to drink because it's just bubbles. So how much are you going to drink anyway? But that also is kept overnight. So I don't know, for Joyce, it might sound very weird because she doesn't know, or all our urban dwellers who don't know might sound odd. But this is what actually happened. So he's just reporting part of what was happening in society. So since the moon was believed to give these things to the plants and all, he says, I nourish the plants like this. So we have to not go into whether it's science or superstition or all. That's not the point here. The point over here is that power in the sun, that in the moon, that in the fire, that in the earth, by which beings are whatever supported with energy. Beings have energy on earth, and plants get their thing from the moon. He's just coming downwards, basically. That's all he's doing. He's just trying to show us that he is right here. The sun, the moon, the fire, the earth, the beings, the plantation. How will the beings survive if there is no plantation? Bharat has given some explanation about the moon's phases and its gravitational pull are believed to influence plant growth and development by affecting moisture levels in the soil and sap flow in the plants. Okay, interesting. I haven't studied this deeply, but the point over here is that it is coming down. Sun, moon, fire, earth, beings, plants. Okay, that's all it is. It's almost like the waker's mind in the dream saying, I am all this. So how will the waker's mind say, oh, I am that sun, I am the moon that you're seeing, I am the fire that you're seeing, I'm all these beings that you're seeing, I'm all the plants that nourish all these beings which you are seeing. It's coming down the channel. Main idea here. What's the main idea here?
God is all perfect.
Yes, okay. Put it in another way.
God is supporting everything.
Immanence.
Immanence of God. See, because all-pervading is also correct, but all-pervading is not bringing out where we are headed. Where we are headed is transcendence. So we have to say immanence. Means God is here. That's the point. God is right here. Verse 14. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachanyannam Chaturvidham Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam dehamashritah pranapana samayuktah pachamyannam chaturvidham. So where were we? Sun, moon, earth, beings, plants. How do the beings survive? Because of the plants, right? But they cannot survive by consuming plants unless there is one other thing there. So he says your existence is dependent on one other kind of fire, the fire in your stomach. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. I have become Vaishwanara fire. Vaishwanara fire, another fire, not the gas fire, but the fire in your belly, your hunger. All the plants and all the food would be useless to you if this fire is not there. My mother had kidney ailment. Many of you know that she was on dialysis, and before she had dialysis, the kidney ailment means the body is no longer able to take out the toxins. So her kidneys had basically failed. And since the toxins are not removed by the body doesn't want food anymore. So she absolutely refused to eat. The sun was there, the moon was there, the fire was there, the earth was there, plantations were there. There was gas in the house to cook the food. Everything is there, but she would not eat it. So we don't understand the power of that hunger. And obviously she rapidly lost weight. And she's just wearing away all the stomach, everything. So, and she wouldn't eat. And you tell her eat, she'd say, how can I eat? I don't want to eat. I have no hunger to eat. So then finally the doctor had to put a Ryle's tube in her nose, and we had to feed her through her nose. Do you realize that? What that means? We say, I'm so hungry, and we take it so lightly. We don't know the power of this thing. If you don't feel that hunger, you will not be able to live. So he says, I am that hunger in your stomach. So now on, whenever you feel hungry, feel grateful. This is the presence of God. Feeling hungry is one of the best signs of good health. If you don't feel hungry, something is wrong. I mean, don't have to feel hungry like Kumbhakarna used to feel hungry, eat for 6 months, not like that. But you need that hunger. So he says, I am that hunger. I am Vaishwanara. I am that hunger in your belly. Praninam dehamashritah, which I live in the body of beings. Right? So wherever we were sun, moon, fire, earth, beings, plants, fire in the stomach. So now he's come to the microcosm, the individual. And deham ashritaha means it is dependent. The deha is ashrita, is dependent, abiding in that. Without it, you cannot survive. So I am the fire in the body of living beings. Prana pana samayuktaha. Prana pana. You know there are 5 pranas, right? So pana, taking in, apana, taking out. Prana pana samayuktaha. Yuktaha, joined with this breathing. Pachami, I digest. Annam, food. Can you imagine where to where he's gone? First, he went through the macrocosm. Now he has come to the microcosm, the individual. I am the fire in your stomach. I am the fact that you're breathing in, you're breathing out. I am the hunger in you. I am that in you which digests. Because it's no use feeling very hungry. You know, there are people like that. They feel very hungry and they eat a lot and they are skin and bones because that body is not able to digest the food. So you need the hunger and you need the capacity of digestion. With this combination only, this living being is going to live. And he says, I digest the fourfold food. Means the 4 types of food. What are the 4 types of food we have? Number 1, we have food which you swallow, drink, like water or whatever. Anything you drink, juices, Coke, whatever you drink, that's one type of food. I don't know whether Coke can be included in food at all or not, but chalo, you can drink it. That's number 1. So that is food, what you can drink. Then you have what you masticate. Bite, 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 bite. Like that. There used to be that computer game, no, where you would go like that, eating everything. So masticating. Bite, bite, bite. So that's the second type of food, which is your normal food, which you eat, your chapati and bhaji and bread and rice and pasta, all that, which you're biting and you're eating. Then third type of food is like Shrikhand, which you have to lick and eat. You can't bite it, you can't swallow it, you have to lick it. Like ice cream or Shrikhand. Joyce, you know what Shrikhand? No? When you come to India, we'll give you Shrikhand. It is a sweet dish made out of curd and sugar, hung curd and sugar. So you have to lick it. You can't bite it, you can't swallow it. It's very thick curd. Then what's the 4th type? That is which you have to suck up. So there are 4 types of food. That which you drink, that which you masticate, that which you lick, and that which you suck. So anything you can eat from a straw, I suppose, will become a suckable food. Pac-Man game, yes, Shikra. Right. So what have we done? There's nothing much here philosophically. You have to, there is a lot philosophically, but you have to just get his main idea, which is he is here in the world, in the macrocosm. He is here in the individual, which is the microcosm. That's all he's going through. So I am the power of the sun, the moon, and the fire. I am the power of the earth holding the beings and the food nourishing those beings. And I am the being itself who has the fire in the stomach to eat and the proper breathing to digest. Right? Cover everything. And the 4 types of food you don't know, for which you have. So if you start looking at it, if you look at it technically, this verse basically tells you. Can you tell me technically this verse is telling you what? Technically. It's a difficult question, not easy. But once I tell you, you will say yes. Technically, this verse is telling you, I am Pranamaya Kosha, I am Anamaya Kosha. So he's covered Anna and he's covered Prana. You know that there are 5 koshas, right? Who can tell me the 5 koshas?
Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya.
Very good. Now, let's try. Who else can tell me? Shilpa Kumar, what are the 5 koshas? You people think you don't put on your video and I won't ask you. Not true.
No, I honestly didn't know till Deepraj said so.
You haven't heard the Pancha Koshas earlier?
No, I mean, I don't remember.
Omkar, you have the Pancha Koshas diagram with you?
You have to look it up, Janaki. Vedanta treatise, which chapter if somebody can help me?
It should be constitution of the human being. So Dev, what are the Pancha Koshas?
It is Anamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha.
Very good. So most of you have heard it, right? Meera, you know the 5 koshas?
Yes. Anamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomana Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and last is what is that?
Anandmaya.
Anamaya Kosha. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Very good. So,
We have the image on Google if we can put it up.
okay, show what is it? Is it correct on Google? Ah, very good. Here it comes. Deepraj. Okay. So look, last one is Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha means the food sheath. Anna means food. So the food sheath. It is called food sheath because it is created by food. It exists because of food. And when it no longer exists, it becomes food for something else. So it is called Annamaya Kosha. Like this body, it was born because of food. It will survive as long as there is food. And when it's not there, it will be food for somebody else. So this whole body is known as the Annamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha contains our physiological functions. Our digestion, circulation, breathing, all of this comes in the Pranamaya Kosha. There are 5 of them, 5 pranas. Manomaya Kosha you are familiar with, it is the mind. Vijnanamaya Kosha is the intellect. Anandmaya Kosha is vasanas. And internal of all this is the self. Right? So he has covered Annamaya Kosha, that means the food sheath, and Pranamaya Kosha, which is the vital air sheath. That's how it is translated. So 2 sheaths he has covered over here. Anybody is not familiar with this and wants any further explanation?
Can we call the Pranamaya Kosha the energy body? Because this is the translation I found.
Energy body is usually in the sense of astral body and all. It is usually mind and intellect. Anamaya Kosha is supposed to be the link between the body and the mind. So it's the physiological functions. It is your breathing, not your physical breathing so much as the physiological part of it. So it is your breathing, your circulation, digestion, thought absorption. All of this comes under that. So it is considered to be half in the body and half in the mind. And it's a link. So in India, when somebody dies, we say the pranas have left. So,
all right, that's clear.
So it's just a cultural construct that there is a link between the mind and intellect and the body, like a fuse in a bulb, let us say. Let us say the body is still there, but you can't, mind and intellect and the body is no longer in connection, and therefore the person is dead. That connecting bit is the prana.
Okay, thank you.
Vedanta wisdom. Is free will above Anandmaya Kosha, or does it not fit in the Pancha Koshas? It is not above Anandmaya Kosha, Omkar. It is above
Vasanas.
Yeah. You know, free will is subtler than Vasanas, so how can it be near Anandmaya Kosha, near Anmamaya Kosha? Oh, Anandmaya Kosha. Yes, above Anandmaya Kosha, above Vasanas. Between Vasanas and the self.
So why is it not X? I mean, we usually talk only about the 5 koshas. This is
We
not a
never
kosha.
usually, we don't usually talk about Purushartha Prarabdha at all because it is irrelevant to most discussions. That whole discussion is only to establish that change
Is possible.
or is change possible. So that's a very, very technical thing. It has got nothing to do with our daily affairs in terms of what we need to do in our sadhana or anything like that. It's an explanation. So it doesn't fit in the Pancha Kosha also because kosha means a covering, a sheath. So a choice is not covering the Atman. The choice is whether to be covered or not to be covered. That's a choice. A choice doesn't cover. A choice gives you options. So it's not really how can you call it a covering?
But by that definition, even vasanas, how is it a covering then?
Because it's ignorance of the self, so it's covering the self. That is clear.
So free will is also ignorance of self.
No. How can free will be ignorance of the self? This topic is something that confuses so much. How is free will ignorance? Free will is your choice. You want to be ignorant or you want to be knowledgeable. It's a choice. It's not something. It's just a choice. And this choice is considered to be inherent in Brahman.
If I were to stretch this argument and say free will comes from desire, I mean, you act out of, you make a choice out of some desire. Isn't that desire covering the self? No.
When you act out of desire, how is it free will? You already had the desire. So, in fact, desire prevents free will. Koshas increase in subtlety too. Yes, Mamita, koshas increase. Grossest is Anamaya Kosha, then Prana, then Manomaya, then Vijnanamaya, and then finally Ananda. Now, there's a very interesting reason why it's called Kosha. Kosha means a sheath. But this sheath is a very interesting sheath because this sheath is like a sheath that covers a knife or a sword or something like that. And a covering for a sharp object necessarily cannot touch that object because then the sharpness will go away, right? So a sheath is something that covers something without touching it. So it's a very great usage of the word because the 5 koshas or the 5 sheaths are covering an Atman in such a way that they are not touching it or not influencing it in any way. That's why it's called a kosha. So the grossest sheath is food, then breath or vital air sheath, then mind, then intellect, then vasana. So in this verse, he has done Anna and Prana. 2 are covered. Let us do this verse, by the way, you need to know by heart also. I mean, you need to know the whole thing by heart. But this verse is especially thing because for all of you all who have been to academy, you know that this is a verse that is chanted before meals. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. Before your food, there's fire. You hopefully just before your food, you eat your food, you have fire in your stomach, right? You're hungry, you want to eat. So when you're experiencing that hunger, you say, this hunger is God. This hunger is the self, on which, because of which, or on which all beings, which lives in all beings. Because if you didn't have the hunger, you wouldn't be a being. You will have been a wasing, not a being. You were. It is not you are. So when you feel the hunger, you remember the presence of God. He tell us more also. Okay, so he's covered 2. Next one, he He will cover some more. Sarvasya chaham ruti sannivishtaha matta smritirjnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyaha vedanta krut veda videva chaham sarvasya chaham ruti sannivishtaha matta smritirjnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyaha vedanta krut veda videva chaham. This is a very, very, inspiring idea which you will find very often in Vedanta. So he says, Vedanta krut veda videha chaham. I am the author of Vedanta. I am the author of the Veda. I am the knower of the Vedanta. I created them. I alone know them. The self alone can give out this knowledge, and the self alone understands what this knowledge means. So we will come to that when we do it. Sarvasya cha aham, sarvasya of all, cha aham, and I am, rudi sannivishtaha. In the heart, I am sannivishtaha, I am seated. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Where am I? I am in Smriti. Smriti means memory. Apohana is the opposite of memory. It's forgetfulness. Now, in your life to live, besides food, you need other things, right? You need memory. All your stuff, imagine if you knew nothing from this moment backwards. Will you be able to do anything? So your life is based in memory. You understand what I am saying in English because you have memory of your study of English. Everything is like that, right? What to eat, what not to eat, when to get up, when to sleep, what to wear. Your life is based in your memory. In another part, he refers to memory as ego because your entire life is nothing but your memory. If you remember it, it's part of you. If you don't remember it, it's gone. You know, when Ronald Reagan got Alzheimer's and forgot that he had been the President of the United States of America, he's forgotten. Now, what effect does it have on his life at all? Nothing. Because that memory is not there. So, your life is continuing on memory. But this is a very important thing. That your life is continuing on only 1% of your memory. 90, not even 1%. 99.9% has to be forgotten. Not because you're trying to forget it. Nature will make you forget it. That simple thing, no? On your 6th birthday, how many gifts did you get? Do you remember? Oh no, how can you remember? It's so far back. Okay, Baba. Last Wednesday, what did you have for lunch? Can you remember? What did you wear? You remember? Nothing you can remember. If you look at your life, 99.9% of your life you have to forget. So, what is your life based in this context? Is on what you remember and what you forget. What you remember is a very small bit of it. You don't have the capacity to remember anymore. So he says, I am your memory and I am your forgetfulness. Because both of these are enabling your life. Sarvasya Rudi. I am at the heart. I am at the core of your being. You just remember the diagram? He's at the very core of it. Heart means core. At the very center of the koshas. Remember, he's not a kosha. He's not a covering. He is that which is being covered. So he is right inside. I am From me come memory, jnanam, knowledge, apohanam, loss, means loss of memory, vedaihi, vedaihi sarvehe aham vedyah. I am known by the Veda. I am that which is known by the Vedas. I am the author of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. So it is because of me this knowledge is written. It is by me that this knowledge is written. And it is for me that this knowledge is written. Then what are we doing? We can neither learn it nor write it, study it, nothing we can do. So it just seems kind of pointless. What he's trying to say is that to the extent we have unfolded the self, to that extent the self speaks through us. This is not information that talks. It is the uncovering of the self that talks. When he says, it is that which is to be known by this knowledge. It is that which has written this knowledge. And it is that which knows this knowledge, which understands this knowledge. Prakash's iPhone. Is memory is a natural course of life? Is memory is a natural course of life? I don't understand. What do you mean? Is memory a natural course of life? Or forgetting memory? Yes, both memory and its forgetting are a natural course of life, if that's what you are asking.
Yeah, that was what I'm asking. The memory.
Okay. Yes, Deepraj.
So why does he say author of Vedanta and not Vedas?
Because the crux of the Vedas and Vedanta.
Okay. No, he used Vedas and then he also used Vedantas.
Yeah, he does that over here, there, and everywhere. But the sar of the Vedas is Vedanta. No? If you've got Vedanta, then what do you need the Vedas for?
Thank you.
Is it also that it's written by self-realized souls? So, in that sense,
Yeah, so all three, that would go for all three, right? I mean, only a self-realized soul can write it, can understand it. That would go for all three.
yes, okay.
Announcement for no class next Sunday. We are planning to take a trip to meet Swamiji. So I don't know how many people are coming, but we can, we'll go on a Sunday. So, Bharat, has everybody registered for it already?
A few have confirmed, yet some of the others are tentative. So, in a couple of days, we should have the final number.
Okay, so we won't cancel for now. We will first see that everybody has. Deepak wants to come, but he's saying that he's out of town and all of that. So let's see how it goes.
5, 6 have confirmed. So, I mean,
Okay, let us see how it goes. Let's not change it right now. All right. So what has happened? I give you news every Sunday. So what has happened? Anybody wants to pitch in? So far, things are going on nicely at the plot. Hopefully by in some time we should be ready for the PG diploma course in applied Vedanta. If you know anyone who might be interested in joining, please tell them about it. What else? We did a small talk yesterday for corporates, and in August we will do a full table seminar, and that table seminar is supposed to pay for the rest of the work that is. So all the money basically from the table seminar will go towards more work to be done on the plot. Then Jayashree, you have something?
I'd like to thank Mr. Devi Prakash ji. He contributed towards the cable cottages. So Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's very nice. Thank you, Mr. Prakash.
Couldn't hear that properly, Ganguji. Jayashree, can you repeat that?
So, Mr. Devi Prakashji contributed towards the pre-cottage, the prefab cottages. So, I would like to thank him. We all would like to thank him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then Maheshs is coming up with a new website. And soon the new version, the new issue of the journal will also be out. That's all the news I can think of for this week. Anything else? Nothing, no? Okay, so that's it. Hari Om.
Thank you, Janshi. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Janki Ji.